What's going on, fellas? It's me again, and I have a little bit of a rant session tonight. As you guys all know, this is probably going to be a sequel to my last video I did on this particular topic re- regarding retro video gaming Johns. I don't think that title is appropriate for this video, but it kind of carries the same tone as the last one I did. Um, I was minding my own business today. I was scrolling through my Instagram account, just seeing what's new, posting some things regarding some videos that I got planned and whatnot. And again, of course, I was minding my own business, like I always do. And I came across this advertisement that really raised my eyebrow. So before I get into what that advertisement is, I just want to kind of go back over the history of what we really do here. Primarily, I do a lot of retro gaming and tutorials on this channel. And there's a lot of gimmicks going on these days. And regardless whether or not you're a fan of something or whatever, I'm sure you guys can all agree on that certain things have been around for a while. Um, in particularly retro gaming. I grew up in the arcade. We all know that MAME came out somewhere around the late 90s, early 2000s. We obviously know we have MAME 2003, for example, that has a yearly name on it for a reason. And then, of course, we also had a lot of games you could play online on your Internet Explorer browser. Retro games I'm actually referring to, games like Double Dragon, Aliens versus Predator, and the whole nine. And then, of course, you had things like the Xbox 360, you had the Xbox Live Marketplace, and then you had the PlayStation Network. They brought in a lot of retro games too. And then, of course, maybe somewhere around the same time, you did have a lot of arcade modders out there making those arcade machines that you can customize and play, with the LED lights, have a computer in there running MAME and stuff like that. All this stuff you guys know is not brand new. You guys know this, especially if you guys have been around in the business for any length of time. So, in fact, let me just go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna show you guys some clips, show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me pull up my screen here. There we go. And let me close out this other thing I got over here. All right, so here we go. We got the first one. This was the first one I saw today. IR Arcade. Um, IR Arcade Inc. Ever heard of an arcade machine you can play today's greatest games on? Well, sure I have. I mean, right now you have Arcade One Up, you got Ad Games, you have Game Room Solutions. You also got that cab over there, which is from at Micro Center, which is also based on Game Room Solutions. They use the same type of prototype scale. Then of course you also got Requiem Masters, and then of course you guys could build your own arcade cabinet. So yeah, I've heard of an arcade machine that you can play today's greatest games on. Now their title is kind of vague here, but let's kind of continue to read further. Did you ever dream of having an arcade in your home? Well, yeah, I mean, of course. Um, all those games you grew up loving, ready to play whenever you like, without the need for a quarter. I mean, sure, that's why I got a Raspberry Pi. I mean, and other games I have on my PC. Your dream is about to come true, all thanks to the II Arcade. Plus, you can play today's modern games on it as if you were back in the arcade. It's serious fun. Your life will never be the same again. Oh, that's interesting. Now, mind you, there is also you have iOS devices. If you guys are familiar when the iPad first came out, you did have that little uh, accessory where you could put your iPad in and you could play Galaga, Pac Man, Centipede, and those other games on. It was pretty unique because it was just a cardboard setting. And of course, you could download all the retro games on there as well. Now, remind you, this is in addition to everything else that I've just mentioned. And of course, I haven't named everything else. In fact, you could have played all the retro games on your old Nokia phones and everything back in the day as well. But apparently, this company is advertising this as something that we don't know about. And then, of course, they have their Kickstarter again. If you guys watched my last video, I actually spoke on this about how they're going with their Kickstarter. looking at us as retro video gaming Johns and want particular people or people in the hobby to introduce these ladies to the other gen folk, as like, hey, for $2.99 you can get this lady now instead of paying $5.99 for it later. I mean, go ahead and invest in it. I mean, again, personally, I think a company should come out, fully back something, pay for it themselves, and not rely on the consensus of the community to kickstart their ideas. Gaming has never been more fun. Iircade brings all the future of fun, or the fun brings all the fun of the. And I didn't capture the last part, but anyway, I get what they're trying to do with this advertisement. And if for those of you guys who do not know what a John is, and I referred to in my last video referred to Johns as retro video gamers. Johns are guys who pick up those ladies in the night, the ones who wait in the red light district and pick up those ladies and pay a fair price for services. If you guys don't know what a John is, then of course we have this. In fact, let me actually go over the games you remember and more with II Arcade. You can play all the great arcade games from the golden age of gaming right from one machine. Now, mind you, Arcade One Up has kind of already been doing this. They're probably the most predominant one right now. Also, Ad Games, Legends, and of course, there's other companies out there. But primarily, I think there's more followers and guys and groups on Facebook and stuff for Arcade One Up and the 3/4 scale and things of that nature. And they're kind of already using this slogan, or they already have. Then they go on to say this for the first time ever. For the first time ever. Now, mind you, I just noticed that this first time ever is actually highlighted and it's in bold. For the first time ever on an arcade machine, you'll be able to play today's gaming blockbusters in an arcade style. Every game for II Arcade is officially licensed and totally legal. Open your mind to the possibilities. Now, I just got to stop right there. So you're telling me that this is the first time ever that I'll ever be able to play an arcade machine or play today's games on an arcade style cabinet. Let's zoom in on this. Who writes this stuff? I don't know, the owner. I don't know their marketing team, but clearly something like this must be written for. I wouldn't. No, you know what? I'm not even going to say that. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's even written for dumb people. Um, Whoever wrote this must clearly be new to the hobby or the genre. Um, for the first time ever on an arcade machine, you'll be able to play today's gaming blockbusters in an arcade style. Now, this would work if you're trying to market this maybe to new people who are totally clueless about anything. But most of their followers and most of the people that they're trying to market this to are individuals who are already in the hobby and people who are already in the know. Apparently, they've never heard of ETA Prime. They've never heard of Arcade One Up. They've never heard of Ad Game Legends. They've never heard of any of the other retro gaming possibilities that have been out there. Um, I don't see how anybody could really write something like this and advertise this and with a smile on their face for the first time ever on arcade. Now, and to be honest with you, I don't even know if they're referring to retro games or today's games. So even given this fact, you've been able to mod any arcade cabinet um, using any today's games, using like an Xbox 360, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Wii U, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. I've done several of those machines on my own channel, and you've always been able to play any of these games in an arcade style format at any given moment. I mean, it's been around for years, even a PlayStation 2 or even of the old retro gaming consoles. Personally, I just think this company is reaching it, and I tried to be a little bit nice about the last video about using us as retro video gaming Johns, but this one right here just really takes the cake and just reeks of ignorance. Every game for Arcade is officially licensed and totally legal. Open your mind to the possibilities. Now, you know, the last time I checked, every game that I've downloaded from Xbox Live Arcade or even PlayStation Marketplace, those are officially licensed games. And beyond that, you can call some of the companies such as AOL, Time Warner, and a lot of the other companies that hold licenses for a lot of the old arcade games. You can call them and get a redistribution license, perfectly legal. I mean, I guarantee you 99.9% of us don't because we have a lot of this stuff on our Raspberry Pis, our PCs, you know, coin ops, launchbox, and stuff like that. But anybody can get a license. It's not that expensive in order to get a redistribution license. So let's go on here to the next one. Super easy to use home arcade machine used to require you to buy a new cabinet if you wanted a new game. Not anymore. With Arcade, you can automatically download and install games with a few taps on your phone. You mean just like how I do with my Xbox games right now with my Xbox 360 app? In fact, I can even voice chat on the thing if I wanted to. Using our simple, super simple mobile app. The Arcade's algorithm automatically assigns the optimal controls for the game so that you can worry less about the configuration and spend more time on gaming. The choice is yours, all at a price you can afford. It's easy and it's fun. Now, that thing right there, I will be honest, that seems pretty cool. You download the game and everything already has all the optimal controls for you. Um, Obviously, I have to see it, you know, personally to see exactly how that works because even if that were the case, I mean, even games like Modern Warfare, Halo, and whatnot, those are your little, you know, your more upscale games because they have more settings. A lot of those games still give you additional settings so you can change your controller configuration. So really, there is no such thing as one size fits all in terms of gaming controls because even if you guys are familiar with Call of Duty and games like Halo, they have that thing called the Southpaw setting or Gears of War where you can change your joysticks and all that other kind of stuff. Obviously, I don't think they'll get that technical because I haven't seen their full game lineup. But I did look at their website and they are promising like a lot of the old retro games and whatnot. But just my quick rant for the day. I mean, honestly, I think this is probably one of the lamest advertisements I've ever seen in my entire life. Especially when you're marketing to people who are already in the know, already retro gaming. You already have several other companies that's out there. Um, I just think this is personally is kind of bold and brazen to make this kind of claim because apparently they must not be in the know. I mean, I get what they're trying to say, and this probably would have worked maybe 20 or 30 years ago. But in today's gaming, when everybody is already has a machine, I wouldn't say everybody has a machine. I'm sorry, but I would say the majority of people who are in the know are probably in this market already have a machine or already know about it, understand the pricing and the things that you can already do. I just really feel that this company is really reaching besides the Kickstarter, and they really need to get on the ball. Now, it is my understanding that they have brought in a new guy from Sony. Hopefully, he gets on the ball too, because one of my buddies used to be the vice president over there at Sony's. So we'll see what happens. But other than that, guys, I just wanted to kind of touch bases on this. Leave a comment below. I've actually already commented about this on my Facebook account and talked about it on the RetroPie official forum. But and there was another guy. His name is Peter Jensen. He's one of our mods in the group. And he actually commented on some things. I don't have his quote in front of me. Let me see if I can pull it up because I wanted to hear exactly what he has to say. It was pretty interesting. Yeah, he alluded to the fact he looked on their website and saw some things about what licenses they may be able to get. Let's take a look here. I think the reference goes towards that every game is supposedly legal, which just that makes you question what games is it, or is it a pile of freeware clones? Let's see. Additionally, they use pictures from Double Dragon, which just raises more questions because that IP is owned by a Japanese company who released it for a Switch PS4. So, I don't know, but you know this really reeks, and I agree with that. This really reeks with a lot of questions as to why they would put this type of advertisement here. And I talked to some of you guys out there, some of you guys who are recently subscribed to my account or my channel here on YouTube. And some of you guys are Kickstarting this. And of course, I have no problems with that. You know, this is not one of those videos where I'm like, hey, don't buy this thing or whatever. But we're talking about their approach and the balls that they have in order to write something like this in advertisement as though we're a bunch of dummies. For the first time ever on an arcade machine, you'll be able to play today's games, today's gaming blockbusters in our arcade style. Every game for IR Arcade is officially licensed and totally legal. Nobody really cares about that. I mean, we don't. Open your mind to the possibilities. Okay, guys, I think I'm pretty much done with this rant. I'll probably do something else on this, but no. I mean, personally, I won't be getting something like this at all. I mean, I have too many other options where I can have my own customized machine built, but this is just way off of a factual meter. I understand the whole point of advertisement is that you can really, what's the word I'm looking for? Ad lib or really recreate a scenario, but this is really, really far from the truth as far as the first time ever on an arcade machine when you have other competitors who've already been doing this for a number of years: iOS, Android, PC, Xbox 360, Xbox Live Marketplace, PS3, PlayStation Network. Obviously, you've had some other options before then as well, playing online too, as far as retro games. So again, guys, I just wanted to bring to your guys' attention as far as who this company is, what their intentions are, because if they're coming at us or posting things like this, who knows what their final product will look like. I mean, if this is how ballsy they are. But again, guys, this is just my 2 cents. Just let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment in the description below. I'll catch you guys next time. You guys have a great weekend. Bye.